Hello. What is happening, everybody? We are in Las Vegas at eBay Open, and we are not by ourselves.
We're not alone.
So we have a live studio and audience. What's going on, everybody? There are a couple of people here. Seriously, so it's Wednesday. This is the first day of like actual content. You guys might be missing a couple workshops right now, but whatever.
We're trying to make it worth your while.
There's a lot of them, so we're glad to have you here. We have tons of prizes.
Mm-hmm.
We do.
We have a bunch of boss up shirts. Mm-hmm. We have their like
what is that?
We got the top of socks.
Oh, good.
Lots of eBay sweats.
Lots of eBay sweats. Really cool.
Brought us some amazing vintage eBay swag.
And it's a weekend. Also, you may or may not decide to gather if you're watching. You may or may not decide to share our special limited edition Skittles. With mine.
Yeah. Everybody out there. Yeah. Hi, Doris. Anyway, so
we have about 70 people in this room right now. Yeah. I know there's a bunch more that have been, messaging us Friday. It's a long walk from the convention center. Yeah. So it's a long sweaty walk.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are, there's a bad echo, everybody's saying.
Very, very sorry, guys. It might be the worst show ever to watch from home. We apologize for that. I even brought my little microphone, and I'm hoping that would help. So I'm sorry if it's not working as well, but
the technology is what it is. There's nothing better we can do. So if it doesn't work for you, maybe like that work. We're pretty limited in hotels. We have.
Susie, not I like call her. Commenting on the live studio audience.
I can show you. Sorry.
But then they're saying it's like loud. So what is it?
Slower, it helps. Sorry. I've been hanging out with Trish.
Picking up the mic house.
Trish, get the mic out. And Trish is from so my
Rhode Island is coming out because I've been hanging out with her too much this week. Yeah, so I talk really fast and the accent's back.
Does that help at all? Yeah, I can't deal with that. I'm sorry, guys. But hopefully, are you better for you guys? Yeah, making them crazy. Here's the deal. I'm going to go ahead and undo this microphone and see if that will help. And we'll see if you guys can still hear us. But anyway, we're going to keep doing the show here.
Does this help?
I don't know.
Let's keep talking. It's not just having hot flashes, but yes, we do. I am having hot flashes. A lot of people in this room, so it's hot.
Yeah, there's a little bit delay, so I guess we don't have a reverb on here.
That is a reverb, guys.
Anyway, whatever. We have a bazillion people here, and you can't really tell just by the one time that I turned the thing around, but let's go ahead and show. Check this out. We've got one camera showing, right? We get to be better. So we're going to go ahead and go to camera 2. Okay? Camera 2. And this one's going to be mobile. So check it out, guys. Everybody cheer. You got people on the floor over here.
I feel like I need to do the wave.
Seriously, this place is packed. All right, I'm coming back around.
Here we go again. It's much better. It's so funny. So we're going to do the best that we can. I apologize if the video quality is not fantastic. We are also using streaming video from the hotel, so it's not as good as ours is at home, I'm sure. The Wi-Fi bandwidth is probably not set up for this.
Yeah, for sure.
And ours is a really high one. So the first thing I really wanted to say is, like we really want to thank Mo and Linda. So Mo and Linda decided that they wanted to do something special for all the Boss Group members, and they rented out this fantastic monster suite here, which is crazy. And Mo has been, trying to figure out all the fine details and obsessing over it for several months now. So it was as perfect as perfect could be. And honestly, we would have been happy in a closet. It doesn't matter. But anyway. So Jack, it's a penthouse. It is the Luxor West Tower, room 22242.
22nd floor, all the way to the top. You know what? You do it, Mo. Don't worry. Get over here. Get over here. She's even like, pouring wine. She's pouring wine. People water.
This is Mo. I keep that tall. Mo and her partner Linda live in California, and Mo is primarily a reseller. They watch the show for I guess apparently Mo tortures her. And they sell for China, leather, glassware, and things like that, beautiful stuff. And she's been sending stuff to us for the past few weeks, trying to make sure we had it since it's out here. And what else was I going to say? Other than she's fantastic, she comments a lot on shows as race and whatnot.
And on Instagram, you are Marina_vegan life is my supposedly vegan channel.
Pictures of their my dishes and things, and that's the Vintage Treasure Gallery, which is my store.
Store name is Vintage Treasure Gallery.
Like an art gallery.
Oh, look, she can't escape it now.
You can't escape it now.
It's
It's a little fuzzy.
Yeah, but people can send me friend requests. Don't be shy. So somebody said, "Oh, I was thinking of sending you a friend request, but did you take it?" I sent her one first. She's like, "Oh yeah." We're just a couple of schmoes, and
We found this girl like around a year ago, and this is a game changer. This has been really straightforward.
this has been a game changer because it's nation positive vibes. We try to do to grow, lots of growing. And that's why I was here. Because of people like you.
And we met some great people last night.
People that came here last 3 nights.
And
So
so
you're welcome to stay after the show.
Katy.
I'm sorry, Katy and Vikki. You're welcome. We've got lots of drinks and whatever, and we just want to make everybody feel at home. And we are honored to do this.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, so what we're going to try to do is we are going to try to use one of the cameras and see if it works. I realize the audio is not part of that. Sorry, you guys have been playing on the hot. There's nothing to do. You should have been there first.
Yeah. All right, that should be better. That should
Hopefully that helps. All right, Jim, I'm sorry you think it's an epic fail. Don't watch. What can I tell you? I'm operating on 3 hours of sleep.
Anyway, so we have lots of awesome people here, and we do 2 live shows every week, and there are a number of people that that show up in our chat repeatedly, and then we tend to call out because we like harassing them. So I think it would be really fun if we got to meet some of them. What do you think?
Yeah, some of them are here in person.
What about, I don't know, DuPont J. Pick Air? Okay, sounds like the audio is way better. All right, perfect. Get up here. Get up here. Don't just say, I wasn't just saying that so people could whoop at you. Get up here. Anyway, Greg, come on. You gotta come and hang out right here. So we just met you for the first time.
Yeah.
But we've been chatting with you.
This has been something I've been looking forward to since March, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. More so than the free concierge service. So, no, you guys are awesome, man. I have to say, I've been selling full time about 4 years, and these 2 ladies just took me to another level. And especially Vikki, she's really inspired to push it even harder than I have been. And,
You can't
Katy,
make me cry. This
no, it's a thrill. You guys are awesome. I can't say it enough. I've been pushing your channel that everyone will listen, and it's awesome.
Very, very cool.
You're awesome. We think you're awesome.
Greg has the coolest. So a lot of people make buttons. Yeah, a lot of people make buttons and pins and stuff to hand out at Open. It's kind of become a thing here. But his, I think, is one of the coolest.
I have to say, there are some great pins, but I'm sorry, I hate to insult anyone. This is the best one.
Yeah, it says, I mean, if you're boring, it's DuPage Picker. If you're awesome, it's DuPage Pick Air.
Right.
And it says, Stranger Friends Tour 2019.
And it glows in the dark.
Glows in the
What? I didn't even know that. Okay, it's super awesome now.
If they can't hear you when you just screamed like that, I can't help you.
That's awesome. Thank you.
All right, thanks so much,
All
Greg.
right, I'm on it.
Yay! All right, very cool. So we've been here for a few days because, like, Monday night was like the unofficial meet and greet where everyone gets together and dies from the heat at the top of the Skyfall Lounge. But it was super
It was
fun.
1,010 degrees up there, but it was really nice. It was really great meeting a lot of you guys, and then even more people. Like a lot of people are saying in the chat, it's super great to put a face with the name. Whether we know you by your screen name or your name on in the Facebook group or the fake name that you use on YouTube, whatever. It's I always said people need to wear a picture of their avatar with all of their AKAs on their shirts.
Very true.
If you get a picture of your cat, I don't know what you look like in person, or your picture's your high school picture and you're 50. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't know how I'm supposed to know who you are. But one thing about the meet and greet that was really, really nice, I have to say, is there were so many of you guys and other people that came up to us and said, you may not know me, but we feel like we know you. And now I'm going to get teary-eyed because that's who I am.
Here we go, guys. Here we go.
But it's true because you do. You do know me. You do know Katy. And,
Yeah.
that's the one thing that we tried really hard to do with our channel and ourselves is we try to be authentic. And what you see is what you get. And really, anybody that hung out with us last night or talked to us like this is, yes, we bicker like this in real life. Yes, ask Dana especially. She knows better than anybody. She's at the house a couple days a week. So,
Well,
and this is who we are. And, we kind of put our lives on display with you guys. It's not just eBay. It's not just business. We really do consider you guys friends.
Mhm.
And a lot of the stranger
Absolutely.
friends are no longer stranger friends. You're just friends now. All right, I'm done being sappy.
Oh, everybody's out there like, wait.
I know. Another said, don't cry.
But yeah, I think it's fun. I keep calling it Reseller Summer Camp because it seriously is. The first year I was here, I think Lorna was the only one I'd actually met in person before coming to Open in 2017. So I was meeting a lot of people for the first time. And then last year I knew some more people, and so it was even more fun. And then this year it's like it gets so much more fun. Yeah, it gets so much more fun. Like as you meet people, and as you get to know people, and you're getting to see all your old friends again. And I'm like, man, I'm so glad that now it's like I know everybody, and I get to run up and hug people and get really excited and stuff.
It's like old home week.
Yeah, I would like
you
to
have
say.
like a family reunion every once a year.
Oh, what? Did you snort?
I snorted.
All right, we got a super chat from Pop Rocket. Is that somebody that's in here right now? You gotta tell me. Because I will come and I will do it up on your lap. Props for a live show during eBay Open. Have a great time. Need a song. How about a little super chat? Super chat. Just super chat. Yeah.
The audience participation. They say
We like our audience participation. Seriously. Hey, guys, if I get another super chat, I will make the audience do it for you guys. We'll do it and we'll do it all together. So next one that comes up, we'll do that. What's that?
Nathan in the chat.
Nathan, oh, we got one already. One heck of a thrifter, North Carolina.
Redneck said Nathan, yes he is. He was earlier and he couldn't hear, so he may have popped out. Hopefully he tried again because I think it sounds a lot better when we turned off the other cameras. That's what the feedback was.
Yeah, it was all the mute. I didn't mute it. This is the first time that I've done this like this, so we're working out the kinks.
Yeah,
probably
sorry,
the best
guys.
time. But anyway, one heck of a thrifter did do a $2 super chat. She said, "I love you, ladies, to the moon and back. Enjoy." I pretty much said you guys have to do the super chat song together in unison. All right, you guys ready? 1, 2, 3, super chat, Super chat. Super chatting. Fantastic.
That was awesome.
So speaking of getting to see Susie Beach, okay, you don't get to give a donated super chat and then just say $100. All right, and we got Leoman, who's actually he's here in Las Vegas. I just did a $10 super chat as well, and you know what I think? I think that we're going to go ahead. Speaking of friends that we get to come back and see every year, I don't know. Maybe Casey Paris wants to come up here. Rockstar Flipper, trying to be all incognito over there.
He's going sitting on the floor in the corner.
I'm a little nervous to get behind this camera.
Yeah, too bad.
We weren't nervous to get in front of the camera last night.
Casey,
I want to interrupt for 1 second, just so you know, if you are not following Casey or in his group,
he's got like a little channel, so any
Whatever.
little bit is gonna help you guys. He needs to feed his dogs. All right. So
and his big head. Actually, I'm kidding. Actually, the one thing I have always said about Casey is he is one of the most down-to-earth people I've ever met. He's a good guy.
And when you see the video, thank you. When you see the video from last night, you will totally understand.
Wait till you see the video.
So seriously, guys, Casey really is a good dude. I met him first in 2017 when I was a Shine nominee first, and then I won. And he came up like he had, I think at the time you were already up to like 30, 40,000 followers. And he came running up to me like he was my fan. And I was like, what is happening? And he's like, I'm so excited to meet you.
I have to pretty much say everybody was your fan to shine board here. I'm sorry.
I
might have been the biggest fan, obviously. But
I had a selfie of her and Robin from that first, or at the first eBay party on my phone. Like I kept screenshotting it to make sure it was at the top of my camera roll every week. To make sure. Where's Robin? Is she here somewhere?
I think Robin actually had a luncheon.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. There's a lot of things going on this week at eBay, and a lot of different departments and divisions have these special luncheons and special meetings, not just the conference things. And so some people have been chosen to go to these things, and I know Robin's one of them. So I know she would be her husband, Jimmy Boy. He's in the corner, sitting on the floor, but he is here.
He was awesome last night.
Oh, dear Lord. Okay, you guys are like, Susan just like busted out a humongous
I'm pretty sure you have to
super chat.
take
And
your pants off for
Noelle
that
also, where is Noelle? She's hiding here somewhere. Where are you?
Right there.
Where are you? There she is, right over
And the
there.
glasses, she's totally incognito.
But we're gonna consolidate, and Casey, you're gonna do the super chat. I've seen you attempt it before.
I know you can do it.
All right, so this was $100 super chat from Susie, right?
Yeah, Susie.
Susie.
Susie, I like to call her. And Noelle do super chat. Oh yeah. Hold on. We get it. Let's get this over here. Let's go. Yeah, we're ready.
So we got $100 from Susie here, and what did we get? We got a super chat.
Susie wasn't worth it. Oh, that's good. That was good. Wow.
That was better than I expected.
Yeah, you really delivered.
I got a little experience last night.
Yeah. Like I said, look forward to the video.
Let's just say, it hasn't been posted yet, and Casey's probably a little nervous because he knows that we like to share that stuff at the right time.
If anybody remembers the photo from last year of Casey and
So
I
much
that I
better.
kept posting in his group over and over again with some guy on Fremont Street in a really bad long thing. He's been mortified ever since by that photo, and I figured last night I needed to up it.
I think
it was up.
we topped it.
We
last
topped
it
it
was
last night, and now I can't imagine what we're gonna do next year. But
I'll avoid next year.
Anyway, Casey, we love Casey. Go ahead and follow
Thank
them
you,
if you aren't
guys.
already. And we'll let you know. Dixie and Dink says next time let's see Casey crowd surf.
I'm sorry for this
Oh,
week. I gotta
man.
stand because this
Okay.
stool is so much higher than the counter. I feel like a weirdo. It's not
Okay, so
sitting right.
for those of you guys that are at home, I don't want to leave you out completely. So why don't we go over a couple of the announcements that we heard at today's general session?
Yes.
Because there are a couple things. They didn't just tease these things. They announced that they were live right now, which usually means it might take like a week for it to roll out. I don't know.
It might be
Has
live,
anyone
like, right
tested
after
any of this
open.
stuff? I don't know.
Your
Photos?
purchase history's there for.
Okay. Okay.
So we took some notes. There are some really good things that have like just happened that are happening within the next couple of days.
I don't know what's happening.
I don't know, but somebody's accosting somebody.
Okay, so honestly, there's a couple of things that I love about coming to eBay Open. Number one is absolutely networking. You get to see all of our friends, get to talk to everybody. That's the best part. I mean, I'm just going to say it right now. It's the best part. Second best part, though, is actually, I think, the general sessions, because that's when the eBay execs go up on stage, and we're all in the same giant room, and they tell us announcements. They tell us things that are coming up, but we usually get to be the first to know when something really awesome is happening, and it's just kind of exciting. And so,
yeah, obviously the information's out there immediately, but we know in person, so it makes us feel a little special.
yeah, I think it's like they probably put articles out already about it. But anyway, so I just have a couple of the highlights. Like number one was what?
Number one is TerraPeak. You guys may or may not have already known that you have TerraPeak as a free subscription if you're a store owner. But what they announced today is that you have the TerraPeak extended subscription as a store owner. And one of the things I have to say is I was a TerraPeak paid subscriber at $40 a month for 14 years. So the fact that they gave it to us free last year was great. But what they had given to us was a little bit of a stripped down version of what the real version of TerraPeak used to be. If anyone ever used to use it, they may understand what I'm talking about. It was good, but it wasn't as good, right?
Yeah.
So as soon as TerraPeak sold to eBay, they started dialing back and stripping some of their information that they had on there and some of the capabilities.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't had a chance to test it yet, and I don't think anyone else has either. But what they store subscriber for free, which I think is fantastic, because as far as I'm concerned, that is the best research tool for you as a seller. The only other tool that comes close is WorthPoint. WorthPoint is definitely more for the obscure vintage or collectible or antique item though.
I use both every day, but TerraPeak is great because it covers the last 12 months of eBay solds. And so if you're like me and you do stuff that's a little bit more rare, like vintage stuff, vintage t-shirts, there might not be anything that's been sold in the last 3 months, and so it makes it hard to look up comps. But when you can push that out to 12 months, it makes it a lot more likely that you're actually going to see the stuff that you want to see. It gives you a much better idea of what stuff could potentially sell
and
for.
as soon as we have that feature, we'll definitely do a show about it and do everybody a walkthrough and visual and like screen share and show you how all the different things that you can do to research. But I think it's pretty awesome. I'm excited about having better capabilities and more features with it.
Now the next one is actually something that they had told us they were doing last year, and everybody was super excited about it. And I think it was supposed to be coming out in
January of this year,
first quarter of this year. And here we are. I think we're technically
Mohan stood on stage at eBay Open last year, and I'm sure those of you that were here remember him saying, "I promise you, I personally am guaranteeing this is going to happen." And Mohan,
but you know what? There's probably a lot that had to go in to make this happen, and so now they're saying that it's live now. Again, we don't know. We haven't been able to play around with it, but this is what they told us. That it is live now, and this is a huge capability that all of you sellers who are trying to scale up, you're trying to expand, you want to hire virtual assistants, and one of your biggest worries is you don't really want to turn over all account access to somebody else, particularly if it's somebody you don't even know.
Especially if it's a virtual lister, somebody you don't know.
You don't want them to be able to access like your PayPal stuff, or there's just a lot that you just don't. You want to be able to limit it. So what's happening now?
So multi-user access from the back door. You're going to be able to designate what items people are going to be able to access, as whether it might be just putting together drafts for you. It might be somebody you've hired to do shipping for you. They'll be able to get into the shipping. So you're able to control what type of access these people have. And I think it's fantastic. A lot of people, there are some other companies that offered this using a third-party tool, but there's a cost associated with it, right?
Yeah.
So this is also free. So multi-user access for anybody that needs more than one person at any store level.
Yeah, and if that's something that's been holding you back from finally like reaching out and looking for help or getting a virtual assistant, I mean, this is hopefully going to help you step up your game and move to the next level. But let's just do one more because all these guys know about this stuff. But one more thing that we're going to talk about, and again, we haven't played around with it. We missed the second part of the general session, so we heard them announce it in the first session. In the second part of it, they actually demonstrated it. So we've heard some feedback, and actually, let's talk about what it is, and then we'll get somebody from the audience to actually tell us what they
had
saw.
the full demonstration.
What they saw. So
we were actually up here setting up the suite. Sorry.
So a lot of you guys that do, obviously everybody does their own photography, and a lot of the one of the things that everybody kind of wrestles with is how to get the best pictures. And particularly, like when you look at professional product photos, you're like, how do they get it so that the background is so white? And so there's different things that people use, different phones, different cameras, different apps.
And phone apps like Snapseed and a
Snapseed.
lot of different other ones. There are different ones for iPhone.
Yeah.
Some that you use on your computer. Some people use, professional editing software. All this different types of stuff that we use to try and make our photos look the best. You can have the best lighting setup in the world. You can have the best product in the world, and a lot of times you're still going to need to edit photos for them to look clear if you want it to be the best photo. As you all know me, I'm like, it looks all right. Katy and many other people are perfectionists when it comes to their photos, and there's nothing wrong with that. What this tool is going to do is going to absolutely optimize your item, at least your gallery photo item, for Google search and Google Analytics, because it's going to have that crisp, clean, white background to recognize the image.
Basically, it's giving you the ability to edit and remove the background.
Oh, I heard you shake. Who was it?
Who was it? Who was it? Oh! Rudy's got a prize.
First prize.
First prize. Okay, so basically, and again, we haven't tested this out. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure if it's like only on the app or if it's on the desktop or what it is. I don't know if anyone knows if they clarified that. But Victoria Smith, did you see them do the demonstration?
Yes.
Get up
Come
here.
on up here.
So we're gonna have Victoria Smith come up here. Come on down!
It's like the price is right, but the prices are not. I have a dollar.
So here's Victoria Smith, and you were there when they actually demonstrated it. Can you tell us what you thought?
It was amazing because all he did was he took a couple of purses and he laid them down. One click, you don't have to do any touching or anything. It just turns it white. It's a miracle.
Now I heard somebody, I think Brenda, was it Brenda that said that they did something white and it still works?
He did a white purse that had a flap on it so that it would normally have a shadow. Same thing, one shot, his foot was in it. I mean, it was great.
Wow.
Everything was perfect. The downside, for now, iPad or iPhones only.
Oh!
It is an app only. It's not available on the desktop. It's
It's Apple, like a lot of things are when they come out.
But you know what, guys? I will say, Android phones, Samsungs particularly, take way better pictures than
They do.
as far as product pictures go. So it's a trade-off. It's a trade-off. But I'm sure that if people
Well,
love
about
it,
50% of the people are going to be happy.
yeah. But I'm assuming that they're going to keep developing it, and if people are loving it, I mean, they're going to have their teams keep working on that. So that's I think it's cool. So
That was my favorite thing that was my takeaway, and unfortunately, I'm not an iPhone user, so.
Anyway, thanks, Victoria. Yay! Oh, okay, we can take a question. Candace wants to know, hey, big question. So go ahead, Candace, you can ask your question.
Candace, what's your big question? While you're looking for that, we've got a few more people in here. Let's make sure everybody has a raffle ticket. Let's come walking in. I think we might be up to about.
Your twin.
If you don't, if you do not have a raffle ticket, please raise your hand.
Anybody who didn't get a raffle ticket?
Linda, everybody with their hands raised.
Give them a raffle ticket. Yeah. We're on the honor system here, okay? We're going to know when you win twice. All right?
That's it, you're fired.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
All right, so do you want to give away, as soon as they get those tickets here, do you want to do a couple of prizes?
I think we should give away a couple prizes.
We can do that?
I don't know how many people we have in here right now, but I'm thinking 75 or 80 people at this point.
Yeah, they keep coming in.
So you guys are awesome.
Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and do another scan of the room. How about we do that?
the floor.
All right.
Hey, stand all the way back to get them on the floor.
All right, let's go ahead and we're gonna do some prizes here. I'm sorry to you people watching at home that you don't get to partake in that part of it, but maybe, I don't know, maybe next year you'll make sure you get to open.
Right?
I'm telling you, listen, you guys at home, let me tell you. Is Lorna in here?
Yeah.
Where's Lorna? Lorna, come here. No, she has to. Yes, come here. Come here, Lorna. So, because I want to talk about something. So, I know for a lot of you guys out there, coming on a trip like this, taking a week off of work, getting a plane ticket, getting a hotel room, all those things can be super expensive. And if you are a smaller seller, you're just starting out, it might be outside of your budget. But I'm telling you, it is worth it. So when we get something like, they haven't told us yet if everybody's getting concierge. I'm pretty sure they did. They did? Okay. So every year they've been giving out concierge. That alone is worth the price of a ticket. Honestly, as a seller, that alone is worth the price of a ticket. But the reason I wanted Lorna to come up here, she introduced me to something really cool, and maybe some of you guys use this, the Acorns app.
Yes. So there's a lot of different apps like Acorns, but it's a round up investment where, like, let's say you go to the gas station, you spend $5.60. That 40 cents is going to be like held on to. When it hits $5, it comes from your bank account to your Acorn account.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I travel here. I just use my Acorn account.
Yeah,
cash it out.
Yeah, exactly.
Buy my ticket.
It works really well, like especially if money is tight for you and it's really hard for you to set aside money for a big trip or something like that. It's something you don't even think about because you think about all the times you go to buy a coffee or you go to buy something at the grocery store. You don't even think about it, so you don't even see that money go away, and it just kind of builds up. And so it's just, I mean, like she said, this isn't like an ad for Acorns at all.
No.
But I just wanted to say,
referral or sponsorship.
I mean, you could be putting your change in a jar. I know Bill and David, who we're going to come up here in a little bit. I know that they came here with all their money from their change jar. It was like $600 something.
I did that my first year.
Yeah.
All my change was my whole.
Yeah, so whatever way you want to do it, whatever will work for you, just setting aside a little bit. What's happening now?
Linda was calling, so she missed the.
But anyway, whatever way works for you, if you start now, just setting aside a little bit of money, you can make it here next year. And you know what? You can do it on the cheap. I know, Noelle, you're like, what, do you have 4 roommates? How many roommates you got here? What? You're not staying with like a few other people?
I took a couple extra landscaping jobs so I could have a room too.
Oh, you can. Oh! We'll bring Noelle up here. But a lot of people, who here has roommates that's staying here? Oh yeah, a lot of people.
I'm sleeping under a bridge.
Or you can do what Allison does and just like stay at our house.
Last year, all of you wonderful people in YouTube land, Kelly Hip Flip and Mama started a GoFundMe for me. And it helped me get through the 4.5 weeks I was in the burn center.
Mm-hmm.
And I took an $1,800 landscaping job while I still was wearing compression garments and sores and open blisters to pay for my ticket, her plane ticket, our hotel. And I finished working at 11:30 at night, and I got on the plane the next morning and I got paid. That's how we got here.
It's a little bit of a different route, but basically what you're saying is that you do anything you have to do to be able to get here.
Yeah, I'd sell you.
Why do you think
I'd sell you. She says, yeah, I'd sell you.
why do you do so much to make sure you can get here?
Because of the people.
Yeah.
I mean, there's good info at eBay Open, don't get me wrong, but I sat there and live streamed it, the general session on my Instagram.
Yeah.
So how many other people did that?
Sure.
So you cannot be here and still get all the information because everybody's live streaming it in one way, shape, or form or the other. And then you can go on eBay probably next week. They'll have it all up on that
The general
stuff.
sessions, at least.
But
Yeah.
if you aren't networking with people, you've missed the boat, and there are no life jackets.
Ooh, good statement.
Write that down. It's awesome.
You ran out of string for your weed eater, and you're screwed because the store is closed.
No!
Thanks.
Love you guys. Love you.
But seriously, you do what you got to do. Save your money, take a really giant landscaping job, whatever you got to do. Get here next year. Because seriously, if you're having fun watching this right now, you can do it with us next year.
Absolutely.
Right? You guys having fun? All right, are we going to give away some prizes now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's got the bucket?
Who's got the bucket?
Linda, totally fired. All right, so while we're waiting for Linda to get the prize bucket, there is actually a special guest that we would like to bring up as well. We've got one more person in the house. So here's the thing. You guys probably and you know, there's a lot of different applicants, and they're already winners, and we're voting now on who's going to win the grand prize overall, right? So as you know, Katy was one of the winners when they used to do the categories a little bit differently, which is fantastic. I think they made it a little bit easier this year, or nicer this year for us, because they've already chosen 8 excellent people, and they've already all won something in that category, and now we just choose the overall winner. You can vote every day. You can vote from up to 3 different devices, and you can vote up until the 25th. So I believe you can vote all the way through today.
At least today, for sure.
All the way through today, at least until midnight, maybe longer. So one person that we have that actually is one of our members of our boss group is also
One of us. One of us. One of us. One of us.
For those of you that don't know, this is Nanette. And Nanette has been selling on eBay for a long time. I'm going to let her talk about herself for a second. But if you have not voted, get on your device and vote for her today.
And she has our official endorsement of the Katy and Vikki show and the Boss
Facebook group endorsement.
And I actually have the link. I'm making it easy for you guys at home. I have the link down below in the show description to where you need to go to vote for Nanette. Okay?
Right now.
Right now. So tell us your story.
Well, thanks. First of all, thanks, guys. These two, they have it down, huh? They're so professional.
We're faking it good.
Yeah. I first joined eBay in 1997. I started selling probably around 2000. I had a regular job until about 2002. Way back when I did law, and then I had 2 kids. I was still doing it, but it got to where my daughter was going to be in elementary school. I wanted to work in her school. I had a case in Southern California. I had a case in San Diego. I had a case in Ventura County. All this stuff. You have to be in court at 8:30. And I was juggling it, but it became a lot. So I said, you know what? I have this eBay thing. I think at the time I was selling maybe $2,000 a month, but I'm like, I know I can do more. So I stopped working for a job and I started doing eBay and working in the school. And that was a while ago. And then just ramping it up. So around 2008 or 9, when the economy got bad,
that's when I jumped in.
Yeah, I started to be able to really buy very good merchandise cheaply. So I kind of busted out of my garage. I started renting a space, and I've been there like 10 years. My next big thing is on Friday, I'm signing a new lease. I'm downsizing. It's a more sort of eco-friendly space. I'm not doing big. I was doing Amazon and eBay. Now I'm almost all eBay. So I don't need to send and receive pallets. My new place is a 1920s storefront in kind of a transitional neighborhood in San Pedro.
Very cool.
It's cool. The next door neighbor is a vintage shop that's totally buffed out. It's
So of course you got to vote for Nanette.
Pretty.
I would like to say, she kind of like skips over the whole law thing, but like she was like a lawyer and then like, and on the side I'm doing my side gig eBay thing. So it just goes to show you like how diverse this whole community of sellers really is, because there's so many different stories, people from so many different backgrounds, and somehow the one thing that brings us all together is that we all do this, and we all get this. But I would like to know, Nanette, if you could tell, a lot of these people are huge fans of T-Money, aka Teresa Cox. Everybody loves her. She's right here. She
had a special luncheon as well, unfortunately.
Yeah. But Teresa, you have a special connection with Teresa. Why don't you tell us about that?
So one of my best friends, she went to all of my sister's weddings. So she and Teresa went to kindergarten through high school together, and they were part of the Gifted 7. So they identified these 7 kids in elementary school. Did you guys see
Money was gifted. I'm getting this inside scoop right now.
Yes, so they made them do special things, that they had to do all the music lessons, language, any kind of special thing. These 7 were together, so that's their bond.
Oh,
Oh,
very
that's
cool.
super. I did not know this. I know the story about how you met through a mutual friend. But I
Right.
didn't know that Teresa was one of the gifted 7.
Yes,
So
yes.
I'm going to do something with that information. I don't know what yet.
Anyway, thank you so much, Nanette. You guys, seriously, if you haven't been voting, you guys that are here, and also all of you at home, if you have not been voting, please go ahead and take the time to give Nanette a vote. Like Vikki said, it's different than it was last year where they were finalists and you had to vote for the winners. All 8 of the people that are here for Shine, they all are winners. They all are at least the minimum, it's like the $5,000 award, which is what I got. But the voting is basically to decide who the small seller of the year is. And so I believe there's the top prize, which is like $15,000. Right. And then there's 2, I guess, runner-up prizes of $10,000 each. And the other part I really like what they're doing this year is they're also donating, money, like in your name, to charity.
To a charity of
You
your
get to
choice.
pick, or how's that
You
work?
do get to pick. It's not revealed until tomorrow. They didn't want to influence the voting by who the charity is, but
That
they're
makes
all
sense.
super worthy recipients, and they're all related to entrepreneurship and small business.
I
Nice.
love
That's
that.
very
I
cool.
love that.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
thank you.
Yay! All right. Let's get some prizes going. Who's ready for prizes?
All right, so you're gonna get the live camera. I'm gonna have some people choose tickets here.
Or what are we giving away? Are we going to decide that?
All right. Well,
Or do we want to do we want people to be able to choose their prizes?
You're
Okay, you're right. You're right.
you get what you get.
You get what you get. Trading is allowed.
You may trade after. It's
There's no
allowed.
stealing. Okay.
All right. Trisha. Yeah. Do you have a ticket? No, I don't.
Whatever.
No, I don't need
Boston. What are they winning though?
I may choose for 7 wins.
That sounds. All right. As long as you want to be responsible for that.
All right, I'm only gonna go by the last 3 numbers because I don't think we had to go any further than that. So last 3 numbers: 031.
0-3. Oh! All right. It's Ken. Now you're gonna decide.
I am gonna decide.
You can pick for Judy too. It's actually for.
All right, you're getting a boss up shirt. Yay! Good.
All right,
All right, I'm just gonna suggest that maybe you want to pick the prizes first, but at some point there's gonna be some real sad people when they don't get the prize. They wish they would have won,
All right,
and
you
they're
get
gonna
water
hate you.
bottle.
They're gonna hate you forever.
You can water bottle next. Julie, get off the phone. Water bottle, last 3 numbers. 025.
025. Come on down. All right, you can take it for him. Here you go. You don't even have to get up.
All right, I'm gonna do 2 more and then we'll go back to the show a little bit. So I know this could be a boring part. So.
All right, what are we winning now? What are we?
You pick.
You pick this. Wait! Don't say the number yet.
I'm not Miss Debbie.
I know, but I'm gonna say, hold on. I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna give away 1 of the fanny packs. Who wants a blue eBay fanny pack? I do. Okay. All right, this is gonna be the blue fanny pack, guys. Let me tell you, whoever wins these, we have 2 of them. We have the blue one, we have the green one. Whoever wins these, you're gonna have a lot of power. You can probably use some bargaining.
This is like the best gift at the White Elephant gift exchange.
Yeah. All right, so what's the number?
The number is 076.
076.
So this is Nanette's sister.
One more chance.
What's this one gonna be? What's the prize gonna be?
I don't know, you pick.
All right, we're going with so Trish, Boston Trish, hooked us up with some awesome gifts. we're gonna go with these amazing sleep pants. Where you don't know where pants. I actually have these exact same ones, and these are the ones that have. It has a pug riding a unicorn. No, the pug is riding a narwhal, and it's fighting a cat riding a unicorn.
You can tell how I feel about these things, right? All right, 053.
All right. I've got, we can, let's see prizes for later, but I've got a couple of ones here. You can pick one.
Apparently, there's a troll in there, and all of our renters are watching the show, or they're here. I'm not enough.
All right.
Dana, pay attention. Okay, so we'll get back to doing a little bit more of the show. Who else do we want to bring up?
Well, I want to bring up Trish. Come on, Boston!
Did not know this was happening.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, that's
She didn't know what was happening, guys.
Hi. You know what's happening.
So Trish.
Yes.
Trish is our friend from Boston.
I'm from Boston. Not that you guys can't tell or anything.
Maybe come in here.
She's from Boston.
From Boston.
We usually spend a lot of time making fun of her accent.
Yes, they do.
Because it's fun. Especially the fact that they say Cobb, but then they say Brender. And I'm like, okay, so you just proved to me that you can pronounce an R.
Right, we put R's at the end of words that end in a vowel.
Right.
And we take R's off of words that they don't belong on.
Now listen, so does she. So don't let anyone tell you she doesn't. She does.
My accent gets worse around her.
Do you say Washington?
No, I think I say Washington.
I say Washington. I don't put an R.
Yeah. You know what? You know. So Trish,
Yes.
you're a seller.
I'm a seller.
You pretty much do things the exact opposite of me.
I'm the exact opposite business model.
You are not a
as you.
thrifter.
I do not
Without
thrift.
giving away any of your amazing trade secrets.
I'll tell the trade
Why
secrets.
don't you tell us a little bit about like what your operation's all about, what you're up to?
Okay, so I owned a brick and mortar consignment store, and things came to me. When I started making more money on eBay than at the brick and mortar, I decided, why the hell am I doing this? So I closed the brick and mortar, but I was used to clothes coming to me. I did not pick them. I did not thrift them. There was no bolos. So everything that people are talking about, I don't do any of that. So I buy clothes by the pound. Oh, you have a fan. Oh, it's like Beyonce hair. Go. Okay. Sorry, guys. So I get it by the pound. It comes to me, and then I sell it, and I don't care what it is. So people talk about, I sell Faded Glory shirts all day long. I know you guys don't want to hear that, but I do.
No, but you're doing bulk. You should.
I do bulk.
Big quantity, lower margins.
We talk about this. You know, it's not that there's any one particular way of doing it that's the right way to do it. However, you have to think about what it is that you're trying to accomplish. If you want to grow your business, but let's say you want to be just a solo operation, then yes, the way to grow your business is to thrift higher value items, a higher average sale price, like how Vikki and I operate.
You could never do what I do by myself. I would never be able to support myself. I have 4 girls who work for me.
4 girls.
4 girls who work for me. I do all the shipping, all of the inventory, all of the sorting of the clothes. I have not taken a photo in a year. I have not listed an item in a year. But I couldn't do what I do if I wasn't doing it at a higher volume.
But you have no interest, like I get excited about going thrifting and the whole process, and you're like, ugh. You don't want to do that.
I don't like buying clothes for myself, never mind for you people.
You like buying,
I
you get like massive quantities of stuff, and I'm like, no way, I would never want to do
Yeah,
that.
I got 800 pounds of clothes delivered in my driveway the other day, and it started to rain. I had to move 100-pound bales. Oh yeah, and my husband was at work. Oh yeah, I wasn't a happy girl. Yeah, but I got it up there. Let me tell you, I got it up on my porch.
Now the one other thing I want to say. So Trish is super awesome. She knows a whole heck of a lot. I think you're awesome.
Thank you.
We love hanging out with you.
Thank you.
You're like
It's very
one of the
mutual.
highlights of Reseller Summer Camp. And then we get to see you when we're on the East Coast. So
Yes,
that's awesome
Vikki
too.
comes to the East Coast, so they come to our meetup. It's very fun.
But the other thing that you do is you are involved in the Seller Diversity Advocates program, right?
Yes, which is where I just was.
Yeah. And so you were in the pilot
over here.
You were in the pilot year.
Yes.
But you're going to be going into the second year.
So anyone that was in the pilot, because it was kind of a rocky road to begin with, and if Dominique sees this, no hard feelings. It was a little bit of a rocky road, so it's going to happen. Oh, totally. It was wicked fun. It was wicked entertaining.
Wicked.
Congratulations! Sorry, guys. It was wicked entertaining. Oh, I didn't know. I apologize.
No, we already talked about it.
Okay, good. So my daughter is 27 and she's a lesbian, and where we live, I live in Boston, very liberal. I mean, not that they're not. Oh, I was going to say a bad word. Not that there's not bad people everywhere, but nobody really gave her a hard time. But she had friends who were kicked out of their houses and friends that had terrible parents who did terrible things for them. And so when Dominique and I were talking last year, and she wanted to know like what my platform would be. So I'm hoping to have something for gay, lesbian, transgender youth, because I think eBay is a way that they could make some money and gain some self-esteem and get to know you people, and you guys would be lovely to them, and not make them feel bad for who they are or what they are, and they can make some money and maybe, you know, contribute back a little. So that's what I'm gonna do. Correct.
So now we were hoping we could get Dom up here, but she's super crazy busy. She's actually running the panel that I'm going to be doing here in a little bit for anyone that wants to come and see that panel. It's the women-owned businesses. It's going to be at 3:30. So if you guys want to attend that, that'd be super awesome. But anyway, she's opening up applications.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're open now or sometime this week.
Wait, if you want to wait 1 second, I have the address. Hold on.
Ooh, so they're opening up applications now or very, very soon, and they're looking for basically sellers that want to be involved in the program to apply.
Apply and see what you have to offer the program and see what it has to offer you. I'm pretty sure Trish is not going to say where she buys her items. I have to say.
Sorry, guys.
Usually, what are they asking?
Somebody's asking.
It's usually when somebody has a resource such as that, they're not going to disclose it.
I'm
so
really hesitant to tell you people.
Sorry.
No, honestly, nobody's going to give out the secret sauce for that type of thing. So.
www.ebay.com/ or is that a forward slash?
It's a forward slash.
What the hell? A / SDA. And I would really ask anyone to apply. I did not think for Seller Diversity Group, we were very diverse. There was a lot of women who looked like me, and that's not who I wanted to talk to.
Yeah.
Dominique from eBay is calling you. Excuse us.
Well, I can't answer it.
You should answer in case she wants to come up, because that might be what she's looking for.
But I would really say you guys should apply. And thank you all. Have a great time. I gotta go speak something else. Thank you.
All right, everybody. We actually have so many prizes that we're probably going to postpone some to like after we actually end the live show, because anybody that's watching might be really bored by that part. But I'm going to start, and I'm going to do 2 more right now. So I'm going to give out some of these fantastic Skittles, limited edition with the lime, not the disgusting sour green apple. Linda, will you pick a ticket for me, please?
Okay, got it right here. I just dropped it.
Okay, so this is number 006. That's one of the early arrivals. All right, 006. How about you pick one more ticket?
Oh, I get to pick a ticket. What are they winning?
This is going to be for the fancy schmancy vintage
eBay. It's gonna sell for $1 million. $1 million. All right, so last 3 numbers. That's all I need.
Yep.
071. 071. Rudy.
That's all right. I'll still make these.
Okay, so sellers. Katy, are you? Hey, Katy. We have a live show going.
I know. I'm trying to get the camera on. So rude.
All
Rude.
right, so we had two sellers last night that we want to bring up and introduce you guys to. They're a couple and two eBay sellers that are relatively new. They've been selling for under 2 years, I believe. About a year and a half. Okay, about a year and a half they've been selling. Hey, quiet down in the peanut gallery.
Literally with the Boston baked beans.
So,
All right, guys.
Did you have one of the cameras?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, please. All right, I can't yell, so write down, please. All right, so
These two gentlemen have been eBay sellers for about a year and a half. We were actually lucky to meet them last year at last year's open.
Casey, Rockstar Flipper, that was just up here earlier, had kind of taken them under his wing, and these guys are members of his group, but I believe they're also members of the Boss Group as well. And they're just super nice guys trying to build their eBay business. And a whole bunch of us went out last night and hung out on Fremont Street, as people do when they're in Vegas. And we were able to witness something that was
Pretty awesome.
pretty awesome. And it made me cry. I know you'll be very surprised to see that.
Yeah, that sounds good, Sam. All right, let's bring him up.
So we're gonna bring them up.
Bill and David!
Hi, everyone. Hello.
So this is Bill.
Hi,
This
I'm
is
Bill.
David.
Yep.
So tell us what happened last night. You were out, you were hanging out on Fremont, you thought you were just having a good time.
Yeah, and a song came up that we were listening to on the band, so I thought he reached out for me to dance with him with the group, and I saw this circle slowly forming. And
We're like, why is everyone filming us?
Exactly. I see the cameras up, I see him go down on a knee and pull out a ring. I'm like, oh.
Been planning it for 2 months.
So I got engaged on Fremont Street last year.
They're getting married!
Yay! He said yes! And what's really awesome is this morning.
I just think it's so awesome that, I struggle a little bit, being a married man and everything, but to be able to share your life with someone. No, I'm kidding. But just,
Now you're really gonna make me
do this now.
sorry, I'm crying.
Yeah,
I feel like
do this now.
No, just the fact that you can marry who you truly in love with. I think that's a fantastic thing. I really do. I think it's awesome.
Yes, we appreciate you having us
And I'm
out
crying. You
here.
got tissues.
There's some tissue somewhere, I know.
Anyway, we've been selling on eBay for about a year and a half. And like they said, Katy took us under the wings. We met the girls. Now we're with you. But the networking
It's
for
phenomenal.
eBay
here.
Open is
Meeting
phenomenal.
all of you
You're talking about
guys.
saving money in a jar. We did it. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
A year and a half we were in the store and the business paid for this trip.
Paid for most of the
Yeah,
trip.
almost
Yeah.
all this trip. So
What's the name of your store?
Gnome and the Frog.
Gnome and the Frog. And so
It's all one
on
word.
Instagram.
Thank you.
You can find you guys on Instagram.
Gnome_frog. And
Okay.
we're also on Twitter, Gnome_frog.
Okay, perfect.
Yes.
Yep.
Awesome.
And we're on Facebook as Gnome and the Frog.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome.
All right, guys.
Thank
Yay!
you.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
We love you guys.
Okay,
All right, all right.
now that we got away with the sappy parts again.
You know, it's funny because earlier Susie Biatch, as I like to call her, she's very often in the chat. She was like, there should be a drinking game. Like there should be something that like whenever you guys say certain things, there's a drinking game. And I see she switched from white to red wine. And
Susie's having her own.
and let me tell you, I just realized the drinking game should have been every time Vikki starts crying, you like do a shot and we'd all be in trouble. Oh,
That's true. Oh my goodness.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so Katy is actually going to be on a seller panel. We've got some time. She has a seller panel that starts at 3:30. So if anybody is here, it's not one of the ones that's going to be probably recorded and televised. They tend to only do the ones that are on the main stage. For those of you that are out there, I'm sorry. There may be a couple of you that could go live if you wanted to, maybe.
Yeah.
But Katy is going to be speaking on the Women in Business panel with 2 other fantastic female eBay sellers. It's going to be a panel that's moderated by Dom Hollins, Dominique Hollins, who is the woman that runs the Seller Diversity Advocacy Group that we were just all talking about.
Yep.
So I think she's on her way
awesome.
up here.
She's trying. She might actually show up.
We'll see.
We will see. So do you want to actually? You know what? I was just talking earlier about how we have a little tiny, cute little tiny house guest right now. Cute little. No, Allison, come up here. Okay, you guys, you watch us regularly. Big Drift is always in the chat, usually making really inappropriate comments.
It's true. She's real. If you happened to watch a few weeks ago, we were all pretty much in hysterics in the chat about her falling in and out of a hammock. She had some hammock issues.
Super chat. You got super chat. Do it.
Really? Super chat. I can't even talk. Yay! Sorry, this is Allison, Big Drift. She came all the way from Alaska.
Now, I think you were one of the very first store reviews we did. Were you the first?
I might have been.
No, not only was she the first store review that we did, she also gave the very first super chat after we were monetized.
And she also sent you the very first box that you did a live unboxing.
Oh, yes, that's true.
So she's got a lot of firsts.
Yeah.
She was one of our first subscribers for sure. I know that you were within the first batch of subscribers, so I don't know how you found us, but I'm glad you did.
Yeah, me too. You guys have been wonderful people, so thank you very much.
So, stranger friends becoming real friends is a real thing. So we had never even met Allison in person, but we've become friendly. I think we've become good friends over the last several months, just chatting back and forth, and not just in the chat, but we would, text message and FaceTime and all this silly stuff. And she's become a real friend. She is a real friend, and here she is in real life. And so we invited her to come and stay with us during eBay Open, and we're like, yeah, we could be serial killers. Maybe you are too. I don't know. We're gonna shake the
Well, so far so good. Tonight's a new night.
That's true.
Yeah, it's true. We have a couple days to go.
Also, it turns out that Allison is super lucky. Actually, Lorna and Allison, because they've become little gambling buddies. And it's like, you guys cannot lose. I don't understand. You did? Non-stop. We were trying to leave last night from Fremont, and we had to hang out for, I don't know, forever because you kept getting more and more bonus spins.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, can you hurry up and leave? If I lose, I want to go home. I'm exhausted.
All right, so how many of you guys actually follow Allison on Instagram? Thank you very much. And so on Instagram, you should definitely find her because she has great content. She blew way past us as far as her followers on there. I think you're over 7,000 now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're doing really well. But one of the things is that unlike me, where I do a new post every month or so, a couple weeks, I'm every
few days. They're not great, but I'm every few days. I tried.
Yeah, but Allison, if you want a really good account to follow that's got humor, but also has a lot of good information, she's always showing her sales, her solds and stuff. So it's the best way to see bolos because you get to see really high quality, high priced items selling, and it's fun. And you're posting I don't know.
That's the only thing, but I don't do any other social media. I mean, Instagram's it. I don't know how to do anything else.
Yeah.
So.
That's all right. You do it well. It works for you.
Yeah, and I appreciate it.
I see a few people in the chat. I see Diane, the other Boston. She's in the chat. She's not in the group, so she must be out there somewhere in the wild because she is here in town. What else do we have going on here? Are there any questions for Allison real quick in the chat before we let her slink off and hide in the corner again?
Yes.
Are you going to sell that hammock?
Oh, yeah, I probably should get rid of that hammock.
What was the question over here?
Oh yeah, it's in a locked garage. So no. If they really want it, they can take it.
There's probably somebody missing from eBay Open that has found her house in Alaska because she's got some of the best crap.
And she doesn't have a lot of competition. And if you think about Alaska, it's what's the ratio of men to women? I mean, it's super high.
Yeah.
And they're all and it's very, transient to a certain degree because how many of you guys have known people growing up that were I'm going to go work in Alaska during the fishing season.
Yeah.
So people are in and out. And that's kind of similar how it is in Vegas, where that's when you get a lot of stuff being donated. But it's all men's workwear and amazing stuff.
Good stuff.
What's your favorite thing that you've ever found in clothes? You're most excited about?
whenever I find Red Wing boots, like the moccasin style Red Wings, I love those.
Yeah. And I don't think she pays more than like $2 for any single thing she buys. It's ridiculous.
It's always like, oh, I got this for $0.25.
Yeah. Not only does she find great stuff, she finds it practically free or for free.
Yeah, a lot.
A lot of the free hat bins, free T-shirt rag bags.
Yeah. There's stuff out there. You just have to look.
Her Instagram is Big Drift.
Yeah. It's Big Drift. I think it's Big Drift.
It might be Big Drift. Sorry.
She's transitioning her name a little bit just because. Well, she's expanded to a snow cone.
Yeah, we're doing shaved ice.
She's got a shaved ice truck now. So how's that been going?
Good. I haven't really been there, but
you've been there a little bit. So what do you?
Yeah, no, I enjoy it. Actually, it's just a little snow cone or shaved ice trailer. I talked to a guy that owns a piece of property on a bike path, and he says, "Yeah, go ahead. You give me so much, give me this much money, and you can set up there." And I'm like, "Right on."
Always hustling. Always hustling.
It just all fell into place because I'm like this. The summer slowdown, well, it is real. So it's like, well, this would be
now you're going to be selling shaved ice.
Yeah, absolutely. And the family loves doing it. And I actually bring stuff to the shaved ice stand to take pictures of. So I have like the cassette tapes or belt buckles or a bunch of smalls. So I have like a little stool that I'll put a white piece of paper on and snap my photos.
Sometimes you're watching the Katy and Vikki show.
Sometimes, yeah, I am. And actually, that day I had a lot of sales. So
she's like, hold on a second, I have a customer.
Yeah. So anyways, I really appreciate you girls letting me to stay very much. So thank you.
I'm so glad you came.
And thank you.
And now we have to actually go to Alaska.
Absolutely. I'm going to return the favor. So I'll show you all the honey holes.
Because we'll only go once. So
Yeah. So now guys, when you see Big Drift making comments that are a little racy in the chat, you know what's happening, okay?
But thanks you all, and
it's awesome.
All right, thank you.
Yay! All right. So do you want to wrangle Debbie up here?
So we have somebody in the audience that has I met a few years ago at eBay Open. I think maybe my first eBay Open.
Yes.
In 2016. This is Debbie. I always mispronounce your last name because it's got a lot of consonants in it. So
Debbie K.
Debbie K. Who has a very tiny little private group of girls that called the Bossy Posse. We know a lot of them here in the audience. Super awesome group of powerful, confident women, and I love them all. And one of the things that Debbie does is she is super creative, like
super
stuff I can't even think of. She can create. She makes everything. She had these great little gift bags and care packages, and she's made these fantastic like sheriff's badges and pins. But the coolest thing that I think that you guys will like that she has made, and she's kind of gave us a few of these as a prototype, is an eBay journal. And I want you to talk about it.
Well, I've only made a dozen of these, and I gave them out to my little group to test. It's a yearly planner. It's got space for monthly sales stats and year-to-date stuff. It's got
the camera a little bit, like
so
maybe like pick a random page. So let's bring it a little closer to the camera so you guys can see.
Yeah, so there's just all kinds of stuff. So I would say, there's some people like, T-Money who likes all of her spreadsheets and she likes everything, like all her data and calculations and whatnot. But then there's people like, I know Lorna.
Like us.
Who like to have something physical that they can write, that they can scribble down.
So there's envelopes in there for your monthly receipts. You can keep track of where your regular stops are when you're sourcing and what the mileage is, so you don't have to jot it down every time. And we'll see how it goes. Everybody's going to give feedback. And
I love it. I have to say, we've heard me talk about I am not a spreadsheet person, right? I don't like accounting. I don't like my spreadsheets. I do my extension for my taxes every year. I wait until 2 weeks before that extension is up before I have to ship it all to my accountant. And, I take 12 hours in one weekend and do it. And so this is something that I will absolutely use. I am a handwritten person. I actually send my monthly quote totals to my CPA handwritten in a format very similar to this, but yours is better. It's more detailed.
Oh, good.
So, and I don't send him a box of receipts. I'm not that bad, But I do have everything like handwritten line by line in that way. Like, here's my gross totals for the month. Here's my net. Here's my expenses. This is what I spent. And I send him monthly. He's got a 1-pager for each month out of the year. And that's what you have in there. And it's fantastic.
And it lets you know where you're going because you've got the year to date and you can just pull everything forward.
And yes, the question there is, does she plan on selling them? I believe so. So she wants to get some feedback.
They're in development now.
They're in development.
Yeah.
She wants to get some feedback and how they work, what she might need to tweak, and yeah, she's super excited about it.
I'm just glancing at like this page where it says at the top, if I only do 3 things this week, and it's just a really cool like.
All you people that love happy planners and that kind of thing, right? All these people that used to do scrapbooking and happy planners. This is something that is going to speak to that audience, but it's specific to eBay.
Yeah, great. It's so awesome. We love it. We love
it. We love you. Okay. All right. I think we have most of our guests have come up.
So
at this point,
we wanted to do should we do a few more prizes?
Sure.
Let's do a few more prizes, and then we can open up the floor to live studio audience Q&A. What do you think about that?
So get your questions ready.
All right. What do you want to give out?
Let's give out this taco pinata. I'm gonna do this fast. Keep pulling them.
All right, taco pinata. You guys ready? We're gonna close. All right, we've got 055. 055. There you go. All right, taco socks. Here we go. We're gonna say this one says 018. 018. All right, what's next?
Oh, we've got a cat t-shirt.
Cat t-shirt. Okay. Ooh,
there have to be a few of them here.
That's a good one. Okay, 062. 062.
Another cat t-shirt.
Another cat t-shirt. What we got? Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Wait, should I cover my drawer? All right, 072. 072. Yay! All right, let's do a couple more.
I got some eBay water bottles.
eBay water bottles.
They're the collapsible, eco-friendly kinds. They have a carabiner hook, so you can hook them onto your bag. You can carry them around with.
All right, 043. 043. 043 and 073. All right. Let's go ahead and do some Q&A.
Okay.
Is there anybody here who has a question? Anybody here?
We've got a lot more here still.
A question in the live studio audience. Seriously, guys? Seriously? You can ask anything, okay?
You guys are awfully chatty behind your keyboards.
Okay, what's the? Why don't you introduce yourself?
Oh, I'm Trish.
Okay.
Oregon. I've been using that lately, putting more onto Etsy. I want to know, do you do the Google for the
advertising?
Advertising.
I know what you're talking about. I just started. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead. I'll come back here and sit down.
Repeat the question. So
so for anyone who didn't hear, maybe back home, what she's asking about is, and I just noticed it like maybe a week ago, so I don't really know when they introduced it.
Yeah.
But what it is it actually says on your phone, like on the app. I'm sure it's probably on the desktop as well, but it's basically you're advertising on Google, and so
I'm right here.
Nobody wants to watch you on your phone.
Nobody can see me on my phone. I was just checking to make sure nobody was lost. It happens.
Anyway, so basically you turn it on, you set I think you set like a daily budget, and you're paying for clicks. So it's kind of similar to how Etsy's promoted listings work, where you're paying for clicks on the website, but this is actually you're paying for clicks on
Google.
On Google. So somebody sees your stuff, it's placing it on Google. They see your stuff, they click on it, they come to your store, and then you hope that they'll buy it. I'm testing it out right now. I think I put my daily budget at like $2 because I just wanted to see how it worked. I've gotten one sale so far, but so far like what I paid.
So you can tell when it's from that. Yeah.
Yes, it shows you right on your phone. You can see it'll say how many clicks and how many sales you got from it. So I'm gonna say the jury's out. I'm not entirely sure.
Still too new.
How I feel about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I tried it, and then and getting friend, they actually
Oh wow, yeah, because I think they say like over time it's supposed to balance out, but yes, they'll go over your budget.
They do it on the time.
Yeah, so it can be a
Okay,
little bit.
that makes sense.
I put it on
Yeah.
See what happens with that. She spends a bit more on her advertising on Etsy than I do. I'm cheap. I do the regular advertising at $2 a day.
Yeah, I only do $1 a day.
I didn't think that was possible. So somebody asked, so we've got Amanda, Clark West Trading asked, what is the most fun you guys have had so far at Open?
How about you?
Yes. Until this, I would have said the engagement has been the best moment at Open by far. But this has been the best moment.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, we have a question over here from the audience.
I have a question.
Jimmy's got a question.
He's coming. She's coming with the camera.
Yeah, I'm coming. All right, what's up, Jimmy? All right, so we're just
I'm Jimmy.
This is Jimmy.
Hi, Jimmy.
Yeah.
So, a couple years ago, went to Savers, and oh my God, there was so much stuff. But I was kind of new at buying stuff, and I was like, just asking questions left and right, just buying.
I think you got paired up with me. It was mostly it was me and you and Leslie. That was when we met.
And we found this cool little thing. I can't remember. It was Dr. I don't know, but it was from Dr. Seuss. It was weird, but
I don't remember.
So anyway, we went to Savers yesterday, and there was like nothing. It was like picked over.
Well, it's because of all you people.
So my question.
Yeah. So I mean, okay. So the thing with Savers is they normally are putting out anywhere from 6,000 to 10,000 items every single day at every single location. So no matter what, usually you can hit and make some money.
We have an announcement.
We have an announcement.
In the room. Sorry.
Public service announcement.
Public service announcement. The men's room. We've had you in here a while, right? So the men's room is across the hall. If you go that way out the door, there's a room right across the hall, and the door's open.
Yeah.
Is that where the men are?
I don't know, Susie.
Yeah, for sure. So anyway, so the reason I love Savers so much is because they are putting out new stuff so frequently. But there's still going to be times when it's going to be picked over, and particularly this week, when you've got a lot of people in town that are probably all going thrifting. The Bossy Posse, I think, has probably hit every store now. It might be their fault. So
they even hit the bins this morning. So
I just thought I'd ask you because you guys live here.
Yeah. And so there's certain days like 50% off days on Monday. We don't like to go on that day because it's too crazy. There's too much competition.
Day.
But it's good to kind of get to know. You can talk to the people that work at the Savers in your area and find out like what days do their stockers actually work. Like
they don't work 7 days.
So sometimes there's a couple days where they have off, and you don't really want to go on those days because that means that nothing new is going out. And a lot of the best stuff I get is stuff that is coming out on the rack and never makes it actually out into the store.
People are sitting right there waiting for it.
Yeah, I'm like this, and I'm like, yeah. So yeah, that's what I do.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Jimmy. Thanks, Jimmy. Actually, so speaking of Jimmy, Leslie, why don't you come up here? So Leslie and Jimmy, we've known them for a few years. And the reason I want to bring her up is because, first of all, she's awesome. Secondly, I want to talk about what it is that you bring Vikki every year when you come here, because she gets real excited.
It's like my favorite gift.
This might give some of you guys some good ideas, because we all know that packing material can be super expensive, and so everybody's got their kind of little hacks of how they find cool stuff for free. So what do you do?
I work in a pharmacy in a chemo cancer clinic.
So I receive in all the drug, and it comes in bubble, like big fat bubble envelopes. And we just throw it away. We throw everything away, but I can't. And I'm the only one that touches it, so I take every single bit of it home until I have a mountain. And then it gets rehomed. I rehomed it to Robin. Vikki's gotten the privilege of getting it twice now.
Ooh.
So
I
we
used
tried now,
more
so-
than today.
So I roll it all up, I put it in the trunk, and I'm like, hey, bring it to your house.
But they're like this. They're probably like 12 by 12 or about that.
Yeah,
aren't
they come in a couple of different sizes.
Yeah.
So
And it's like an envelope, and it's a big bubble.
yep, and it's been used once, so it still will seal. But sometimes I'll just shove it into a poly first, depending on how something's gonna fit, and then put my item in it. So I've shipped plates using that bubble wrap.
It's like
putting it in a
super
poly
hard,
bag.
big bubbles. They're really good. It's like I would spend money to buy them, but I bet they would be far too expensive to be worth it. You know, like they're awesome.
Victoria, does Ray get you those bubbles? Does Ray get you those bubbles?
From the
From the
pharmacy.
pharmacy.
She wasn't
No,
paying
I
attention.
don't get bubbles from the pharmacy, but he gets these really cool there. I'm not in there. Hi. They get drugs that ship in styrofoam, and the styrofoam has a lid that fits in it, and it has a box around it, so it's perfectly sized.
I love those too.
Ask for those, because
I
those
love
are
those
ones,
too.
I have them in all sizes, just you can't break it down. It takes up a lot of space in the warehouse.
So apparently, do you think if somebody were to come in and like talk to people that are working there, like I'm looking for packing material, you think they would be open to like saving up for somebody? I mean, you're getting it all now, but should these people like if they
Search
know
your
somebody-
friends and family first,
Yeah.
because then you have somebody that's going to actually do it. If it's like a stranger situation, they might be like, well, where are we going to put it? Or, you know, the
Right.
dumpster's out back. You're welcome to go look. But
Mhm.
you never know.
Auto parts for packing peanuts.
All right, awesome. Thanks,
Auto
Leslie.
parts is really good.
All right, guys. We have a super awesome special guest. We've already said her name a couple of times in here. Trish was, filling us in on everything about the Seller Diversity Advocacy Program, but we actually have Dawn herself. From eBay.
I made it. Oh my God.
Let me tell you guys. Get up here. Let me tell you. So this is Dom. She is super awesome. I met her for the first time in 2017. I think you were relatively new, or you had just come into your new.
come into the Seller Wars.
Yeah, okay.
See the world through your eyes.
And I was like, I thought you were awesome because I remember you talking. You had like a little pop-up thing or whatever that you did, and she was like, "Okay, here's what we're gonna do, guys." And she was like so full of energy and so fun and so exciting. And it turns out that's just how she is all the time. All the time. So. Listen, I'm going to let her tell a little bit more about what the program's all about, because seriously, if you think even in the slightest that you could fit into it, you want to be working with her. You want a chance to get to know her better and get to be involved in eBay on a higher level, but she's the one that you want to be doing. Seriously.
So first of all, thank you. So I've never done this. So hi to all the folks in the interwebs and to everyone in the room. It is such a pleasure to be here. I feel like I took a boat to get here. Like I almost.
It was a hike, okay?
Right, I had to like move a baby out of the way. It was a lot. But so I lead marketplace diversity here at eBay. My core objective is to make sure every voice in this room and out there is available to be heard. There are distinct and unique experiences that you all have, and it's my responsibility to make sure there's a process for you to be included. The Seller Diversity Advocate Program is the baby that I created along with sellers to create that. We focus on underrepresented communities that otherwise would not be heard, and allies of those communities that say, I may not be a member from the military, but I support the rights from people from the military. I might not be a member of the LGBT community, but I believe in love equality. Whatever your stance is, that's what Seller Diversity Advocates do. So my invitation to all of you is that you would consider becoming a Seller Diversity Advocate, and this is my criteria. You be a boss at who you are first, because you can't teach anybody else to do that if you're not first comfortable who you are. So can we agree on that? Yeah. Okay. You do your job, because it's hard to inspire others when they can't see the output. Part 2, the advocacy. Who do you advocate for? And what is your why? Are you doing it for working moms? Are you doing it for people in the military? Are you doing it for the African American community, the Latina community, the Thai community, whoever your audience is? If you are willing to be that leader, I will be there to make sure you have everything you need to be successful. Danielle McNeil hopefully can attest to that, and she'll continue to work with us as a member of the SCA program. And then how? You got a couple of ways. This might be bad for me, but I'm doing it anyway. My email address is, this is how seriously I take it.
There's a lot of people watching this.
I am giving you a home. We got like 75 people in here.
I'm giving you my email address because it's just that important. Seller Diversity Advocates last year asked us for a website, which is currently in production. I wanted it to be live today, but things happen. So you just roll with the punches. So I'm going to put my email address out there and roll with the punches. DOHOLLINS@ebay.com. In the subject heading, all you got to do is put SDA, and I will send you the application. Now, I love Katy and Vikki. That doesn't mean they're just getting in. They have to apply like everybody else, okay? That is what fairness looks like. That's what a true meritocracy looks like. Yeah, you're my buddies, and you're awesome. But there's a space for everyone, and by nature of your application, I'm pretty sure I can make some things happen to see if we can get you through. So thank you for your time. Again, just put SDA in the subject heading. You don't have to write anything in the body unless you want to say hello and tell me something about yourself. But keep doing what you're doing. You have great leadership here.
Now, if anybody wants to come talk to you, where are you going to be? Are you going to be hanging out in the expo hall anymore today?
I am. This is an excellent point. So I'm at the Seller Community booth. The Seller Community is a comprehensive experience of which diversity has been added as an overlay. It is inherent in eBay's marketplace, but the diversity part is the one that I lead. At the booth number 2 here at eBay Open, I will be bouncing around. I've made my hair into curls, so you can't miss me. So that's part 1. You also have a lot of SDAs walking around with a blue shirt, and it literally says SDA on the back of their shirt. Talk to them, or you can talk to me. I'll be hanging out. And if you like to party, you'll find me bouncing around at the party on Thursday for Throwback Thursday. So we'll be at the. You can ask me there too. Oh yes, you're so awesome. The SDA networking session is at 6 o'clock. Come by, have a conversation. Ask questions that might feel uncomfortable because I'll probably answer them. And then at 3 o'clock, this wonderful, beautiful, 3:30, if you're going to be there at 3:15. You have to be at 3:15. This wonderful woman here is going to be a woman on a woman-owned business panel. Now, if you heard Devin speak today, women are shopping more. First of all, I thought women shopped all the time, even way before women. But women are
before eBay,
right? Long before eBay.
We had that down.
But women are shopping more, but they're also becoming business owners. So we're talking about entrepreneurship and the different challenges that women businesses face. Women are not a monolith. The experience that Katy has as a woman is different from mine, is different from Vikki, is different from every woman in this room. So we'll have 3 different voices of women in the room speaking from their perspective. I'd love for you to join me. I'm doing it again tomorrow at 9 a.m. with this wonderful woman here and 2 other sellers you can learn from.
Maybe 9:30.
Maybe 9:30. 9 a.m. gets you in the room. 9 a.m. gets you in the room with VIP presence. So those are some ways to engage. But thank you all so much for this time.
All right, so one more thing, guys. First of all, let's give Dom a big round of applause. Before you leave, because I know you got to go, and then I got to follow soon. Before you leave, I'm going to go ahead. We've got like all these cameras set up, but we're gonna get out here. We are going to give away the other fanny pack, and we're going to let you pick. Who wants the green fanny pack? Who wants it? Who wants it? All right, so you're gonna pull one of these things out. You only have to read the last 3 numbers.
All right. Y'all ready?
Yep.
0, 8, 0.
Oh, 080? What? 080?
You know what? I give 1 ticket away that she left.
Oh! 080. Looks like you gotta go again.
We all know how Raffles work. You gotta be in it to win it. All right.
True.
All right. This is me dropping a whole bunch of them. Oh, I love your group. So he's got the wine part. 0, 8. I know. I'm sorry.
3. Who is that? 083. Where? Who is it? It's 5. All right, we'll pull another one.
All right. We'll do left.
One more. Oh, the anticipation is killing. All right, man. Is it going to be a 080? I don't know.
Apparently 8s aren't popular in this group.
Here we go.
I'm gonna send you
Okay.
money.
0, 3, 6.
I want Dom to do one more. One of the things that we brought back from Katy and I went to, we were lucky enough to get to go and celebrate with eBay as a company in one of the things that I'm sure Dom had a heck of a lot to do with putting together this great celebration to celebrate the diversity and support the family members and the people that work for eBay that are part of the LGBTQ community. And it was for everybody that loves love and believes in equality. And it was an amazing part to be part of that parade and meet all these people. And a couple of things that we had, we maybe scored a few extra pieces of swag. You might have seen me fanning myself with this sucker because it's hot up here. We got this little rainbow flag. And this was something they did that said, do something brave. This was the hashtag this year, do something brave. And this little rainbow arch is to represent the bars from the stone wall. And so this is like the doorway, the arch of the doorway. It's a pretty great design. So these are not available for sale unless somebody like me put them on eBay which is possible.
Not gonna do it.
We don't know what happens. But this, the only way you're gonna get one is right here, right now. So I'm gonna give these two as a prize together. If you pick one more number.
Yes. And one of the reasons why this is so important, this is the first year we invited sellers to join us for the parade. In San Francisco, we have an amazing brunch first. It's like a giant party, and then we all go march in the streets together.
They had a DJ. There were mimosas. It was great. Face painting. It was so fun.
So moving forward, if Pride is coming up in your city, ask if eBay will be there, and I can connect you with the office so we can have our sellers represented. So while I was talking, I took a ticket.
It's too hot in June in Vegas. We do ours in October.
Might have to come by. You on
Yeah.
0, 4, 7.
0, 4, 7.
0, 4, 7. All right. All right. Snooze, you lose.
Okay.
All right. One more. 0, 5, 4. 0, 5, 4. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Dom. Okay, so I have we're gonna start to wrap this up, the live portion. We're gonna give away a few more prizes before you guys head up, and we'll do it off camera. Yeah. I did want to say one thing for those of you that are interested in hearing more about data mine. You've heard us talk about it. We've done a couple of shows. We talk about it all the time in the group. Data mine is staying behind. Brooks is here from data mine somewhere, and there he is, hiding in the corner. And he's going to be doing a live demonstration on the big TV in a little bit. And if you guys want to stick around, he's going to be doing that in about 20 minutes. It's a 20-minute tops. Is that what that says? 20-minute tops. It's going to be a short demonstration, so that you can still get Katy's seller panel for 3:30.
Or if you can't, tomorrow morning, 9:30. Either way.
Either way, yeah. Oh wait, I'm getting Mo.
Like giving lots of notes.
I get notes. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. So we've got one more. I'm going to give away a few more prizes, but as we're ending the show, Mo and Linda want to come and say something here. And again, we want to thank them very much for.
Get over here. I gotta come after you.
You gotta be on the camera.
No, I got it. No, I'll follow them.
All right, she'll come to you.
We just want to thank everybody. Thank you for hosting.
Yes.
Thank you so much for hosting. Have belonged to Facebook. And have been failures in terms of fairness, kindness, positivity, forward-thinkingness. This group is different. My friend, right there, we had a beautiful presentation of two beautiful young ladies, and Sally, what is it? Listening perfectly, right? And we have this 30 people here or so. So this is my offer to all of these beautiful people here. So just with that, just focusing on that, they are offering a discount and we are offering to pick up 50% of the balance for first 1 month. And so I don't know what they have to do. I was just going to give her cash. I don't know. So she's doing a linky thingy, whatever. I don't know. So it's an amazing program. I take care of a 90-year-old dad, and Linda and I have to live in different states because she's taking care of her ill mother. And we're making it work. So that is like, don't have to hire somebody other than my cleaning lady to wash the dishes. Also, we have data of mine here. I met this young man at the LA event, and he's got very, very solid information for you. And I suggest that you listen very closely. Katy has an event that she needs to be at 3 o'clock, I believe. And I believe it starts at 3:30. You can watch this presentation and still make it down to support Katy because you'll just be 20 minutes behind it. So we just want to thank you all for being here. Some of you we've seen every night. And we love it, and we just know everybody else's life story. And so, again, just thank you from the bottom of our hearts. And these two beautiful ladies are the reason that you're all here. Because there was a connection there. And I think every single one of you already know that. Right? So, not thanks to us. The thanks goes right here.
Thank you.
All right. Did you cry?
Not yet.
You didn't cry yet?
Not yet.
Okay. Do you want to say anything in closing?
I just want to say, and now I'll cry, but I just want to say we really appreciate every one of you guys, everyone that's here, everyone that's there, for tuning in to our little YouTube channel and being a part of our boss Facebook group that is led by the bossiest of bosses, Teresa T Money, who is not here right now. But she put that group together with this intent, knowing that she wanted to talk about business a little bit more, also knowing that not everybody wanted to talk just business and just numbers. So that was her way to start. And then she brought Katy in because she's the one with the fun, silly personality and allowed me to write it out too. So we have some great admins that are at home right now. One is here. Christine is here at the conference. One of our admins is in the chat, and she has not been able to make it to eBay Open yet, and we are praying that next year is going to be the year.
Yep. Barbara is just crying.
Barbara's crying.
Wait. Hold on. Let's all say hello to Barbara. All right.
Hi, Laura.
First one. What's the first? I don't know. $100 in. There you go. And hi to Laura.
So we love you guys, and we really appreciate you watching your show and letting us come into your living room, onto your phone, onto your computer, a couple times a week for our super long shows. A lot of you say you feel like you know us, you do, and now it's nice to be able to feel like we know you too. So
absolutely.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you. All right, guys. I hope everybody had a good show. Yes. Awesome. All right. Thanks for coming, guys. And peace out. Bye.